All right, here we are. You're watching this video and you're probably thinking, oh my goodness, which rebounder should I buy? There are a gazillion rebounders on Amazon and on websites. I am so confused. I don't know where to begin. I don't know what to do. So let me give you the lowdown and the skinny on the different rebounders, and let me go ahead and help guide you in the direction I think you need to go. Before we begin, let me tell you, my name is Angie, Angie Fitness TV. I've been teaching rebounding classes for over 20 years. What makes me an expert in this field? Well, let me tell you what. I have been rebounding on spring-loaded and bungee rebounders for over 20 years. I've owned the cheapest rebounders all the way to the most expensive. All right, so be sure to look in the description box below. I have a Rebounding for Health and Fitness workout page, and I have a private Rebounding for Health and Fitness Facebook page where you can ask all the questions in the world that you want. We are a rebounding community and we're almost 7,000 members strong. Okay, so let's get to the skinny of it. Spring rebounders and bungee rebounders. Now the difference is the spring rebounders are very hard. The bounce is very, very hard. On the bungee rebounders, there's going to be a little bit more give on the bungee style rebounders. Now, you need to know everything I'm going to tell you is my personal opinion, right? We all have an opinion, and this is mine from my 20 plus years of experience on both spring-loaded and bungee. I have owned 5 spring-loaded rebounders. You're going to ask, Angie, have you owned the Celicizer? No, I have not. I have not bounced on it, so I cannot tell you about it. I have owned cheap spring-loaded rebounders and more expensive rebounders spring-loaded. I do not like spring-loaded rebounders. I am 5'5", I'm 126 pounds, and I am in phenomenal shape. The spring-loaded rebounders, no matter what I did, correct posture, correct form, correct bounce form, all of that. I teach this stuff. My knees and my back hurt each and every time. It did not matter which spring-loaded rebounder I was on. So, quickly got out of the spring-loaded rebounders, but you know, you guys, I gave it a good go. After that, I was like, okay, we're going to get into the bungee world. You know, they're coming out with some better rebounders in the bungee world. I started with the Leaps and Rebounds rebounder. It is the most economical bungee rebounder out there for the price point of $200 or below. Not much below. I recommend you buy directly from Leaps and Rebounds if you're going to go this way, because they give you a warranty. If you buy it used, you will not get any replacement parts, and Leaps and Rebounds has a very good customer service. I know in the past they may not, but I have been in touch with them directly and they have a great customer service. All right, what I love about the Leaps and Rebounds is it is a huge bounce space. Now, there is different bounce spaces on spring-loaded and bungee rebounders. So you can have a 38-inch bounce space, you can have a 48 or a 49-inch bounce space. Let me tell you, I've had them all. I prefer the bigger bounce space of 48-inch or 49-inch. Now, the Leaps and Rebounds, I really do like it. I still use it to this day. I like it that much. Now, you can also look in the description box below. I have a 10% off Leaps and Rebounds automatic discount that Leaps and Rebounds gave to me. I make no money, gave to me to give to you. Just to give to you 10% off. So look in the description box below. I'm going to say I do love the Leaps and Rebounds. I love the bungee bounce, and I really have nothing bad to say about the Leaps and Rebounds. The mat is very economical. The bungees, I have not had an issue with the bungees. I have not had an issue with the legs, and I've owned this rebounder for 5 years now, you guys. Now we're going to go into the mid-range rebounders, bungee style, the JumpSport. I own the 350 and the 550. The 350 space is a really small bounce space, so therefore I'm not going to recommend it because I already told you I like a bigger bounce space. It allows me to do more moves. Again, You know, get the 350 if you want a smaller bounce space. But the bounce on the 350 JumpSport is beautiful. Just a beautiful bounce. And the bungees are adjustable, so you can have a firm bounce and you can have a soft bounce. That's what I love. You don't have to switch out the bungees. It's just adjustable on there. They make the bungees adjustable. That's what I love about JumpSport. Now I'm gonna tell you what, the 550 Pro, awesome. It's a 49 inch bounce space. Again, the bungees are adjustable. I don't have to put new bungees on each and every time. I can just move this little clip and make it firmer or make it softer. I do, out of all my rebounders, prefer the JumpSport 550. Let me tell you, premium mat. Love the mat, you guys. And I just love the bigger bounce space. Again, look in the description box below. If you're interested in the JumpSport 350 or 550, I have a link to that. All right, let's get into the big one, you guys, the Bellicon. Yes, I own the Bellicon. I own the biggest jump space, which is 48 inches as well. I have their stability bar. Get this too, guys. I own the medium, the strong, and the extra strong bungees. I own all three. So do I know what it's like to bounce on a medium, strong, and extra strong bungees on the Bellicon? Absolutely. Pain in the bootay to go ahead and switch out what style of bounce I want. There are sometimes on the Bellicon, I do love the medium bungees because I'm wanting that style of bounce. When I'm wanting a harder workout and I'm wanting the bounce firmer, I have to take off all the medium bungees and I put on the strong bungees. I find the extra strong bungees at 126 at 5'5". It's like jumping on a spring-loaded rebounder. So it's not for me, but Bellicon has a chart on what bungees are for you according to your weight. So that's a beautiful part about it. Now, I am not that impressed with the Bellicon mat. It's supposed to be a premium mat. The JumpSport 550 mat is way more premium. The quality is way more premium. And if I could just magically transport you into my rebounding space, I would say, hey, jump on these two. And you'd be like, wow, Angie. Yeah, absolutely. So do I feel, in my personal opinion, it's worth spending loads and gobs of money on the Bellicon? I will say no. I'm just straight out going to say no, it's not. So you need to remember and take into account, do you want a small bounce space or do you want a larger bounce space? You need to keep in mind your weight. Some rebounders, or most rebounders, only hold up to a certain weight. So before you even think about buying a rebounder, you better get online and you better see up to what weight each rebounder will hold, okay? The other thing you've got to ask yourself, do I only have enough money for the entry level, the mid-range, or the high range? Let me tell you again, entry level is the leaps and rebounds. I just personally don't feel you can go wrong. I own 2 of them at the entry level. Now in the mid-range, the JumpSport is beautiful. It's a beautiful mid-range. I'm going to say the JumpSport is the high end as well. But just in case you want that Bellicon on that super, super high end, you know, that is great too. Now, I will say this. At the end of the day, rebounding is beautiful. Whether you get it off of a website, directly from the manufacturer, you may get it off Facebook Marketplace, eBay, wherever you get it, and whichever rebounder you choose is the right rebounder for you. All right, I do want you to know that. I am just giving you a guide according to my 20+ years as a rebounding instructor and a individual who has owned I can't make this up. I probably owned 15 different style of rebounders. That's how much I've been trying all the spring loaded and all the bungee style. And the only ones I recommend now, leaps and rebounds for the entry level, economical, and the JumpSport 550 is premium to me, and that's one I always recommend. Or the Bellicon, if you want to spend that money. But I'm not seeing much difference, you know, between, I'll be honest with you, between the Bellicon mat and the leaps and rebounds mat. My husband and my whole entire family has jumped on the Bellicon mat, the JumpSport mat, and the leaps and rebounds mat. And every one of my family and friends who have jumped on all three, because I always love to get their opinions, said the JumpSport 550 Pro is the premium mat. My husband cannot tell a difference between the leaps and rebounds bounce and the Bellicon mat bounce. So hopefully this helps you when you are going and purchasing a rebounder. And remember, at the end of the day, it depends on how much money you have. It depends on your weight, and it really depends on how big or how small you want your bounce space. And it will depend on if you want spring loaded or bungee style. So please do your research, and can you comment below and let me know if you have a rebounder, which one you like and why you like it. And if you don't, let me know when and if you buy a rebounder and what you think of your rebounder, you guys. My name is Angie, Angie Fitness TV. Be sure to look in the description box below. And happy rebounding and happy bouncing, everyone. Bye.